Early in my career, I got frustrated sometimes in foreign prosecution because I would make claim amendments, yet the foreign patent offices would tell me that there's not proper support, yet the same exact claim amendments had no problems in the US. Well, if you're like me, you want to know about these things and what we may do to fix them. Hi, my name is George R. Meyer. I'm a patent attorney and have learned much along my patent journey of about 30 years. With these weekly videos, I hope to share tidbits that I learned along the way that you can implement into your patent practice. Subscribe to this YouTube channel to make sure you do not miss any of my weekly videos. Okay, let's turn to today's topic. Our title this week is in honor of all the end of the award seasons for Academy Awards, Emmys, etc., etc. So this is titled Best Supporting Specification in a Patent Application. And the award goes to, in this video, what we'll discover is that 35 U.S.C. 112A support requirements are significantly easier to meet than support requirements in foreign countries. Asia and the European Patent Office have some unusual limitations on claims in view of support, and we're more likely going to see these during amendments, but it still can apply to originally filed claims. Now in the US, the full scope of the claims must be enabled. Support for the claims must be found in the specification or drawings as originally filed, which includes the originally filed claims. Now, a person of ordinary skill in the art needs to be able to readily identify the invention, and we call these blaze marks. And this would be if two technologists in the same field would describe the work that they are doing. It's not this legalese gobbledygook. It's more like what would skilled artisans understand that you actually came up with. Now, for foreign, you still need to have the full scope of the claims. They need to be enabled. Support for the claims must be in the spec or drawings, but keep in mind, in some countries, the originally filed claims are not part of the spec. That's why you need to put the claims, even as originally filed, into the detailed description. Many countries require the same wording in the claims and the spec. Now, there are going to be some support issues that we can spot. One of the first things is open-ended ranges. These are per se not enabled in Asian countries. Very simply put, if you have to enable the full scope of the claims, there's no way you're going to hit infinity. Always give a highest upper value that is enabled by the technology as of the filing date. So this needs to be high, but don't go overboard and make this some number that you wouldn't be able to achieve for 3 to 5 years from now. Support for the claims only in the examples can cause big problems. The biggest one is essential features. This is similar to Gentry Gallery, but it's much worse. If you have anything in the examples, make sure that that is included in the general description and that it doesn't only appear in the examples. Let's discuss this a little bit. If I have come up with a particular impurity with a certain amount that can be put into soda, lime, glass, and I run 3 or 4 examples, and all I do is just vary the content of that impurity. We have had instances where foreign examiners have told us, you are restricted solely to the amount of soda and lime that you have listed in the examples. Well, we intentionally kept that narrow so that we could see the effect of the impurity, but we have had issues with that. So that's why you want to have anything that appears in your examples, make sure those numbers, those materials, or whatever, that they show up in the general description. We also have a big problem with intermediate generalization in the European Patent Office. This is effectively a prohibition against intermediate claiming. I'm not going to go into it. You may want to go offline and take a look at some of the materials, but what it's trying to do is prevent you from claiming a widget that includes, for example, A and B are both generic. Later on, you find some of the species within B, but not all, are disclosed in a reference. They make it very difficult for you to say a widget comprising A and, for example, B2. Unless you explicitly stated B2 can be combined with A, they may give you pushback on that. We also have a big problem with ranges in the European Patent Office. You can combine different values from different closed-ended ranges, but you cannot combine open-ended ranges. And let me give you an example. In the spec, you may say a value of a certain parameter is at least X. And you may say in another embodiment or in the next sentence, the value of the parameter may not be greater than Y. Well, in most countries, you're going to be okay with a range from X to Y. You can't do that in Europe. This is insane. It makes no sense at all. If you are going to use open-ended ranges, be sure to include also closed-ended ranges to give you the maximum flexibility. So what are the takeaways? Well, support in foreign countries is a tougher standard than support in the US. When amending outside the US, literal support, and we're talking same exact words, they're usually required. Asia does not allow open-ended ranges, and the EPO has bizarre limitations on ranges and severely restricts intermediate claiming. So when you're drafting the application, draft it to meet the support standards in all the major countries, not just the US. And we're now done with the teachings of this video. And if you like this video, give us a like and leave a comment. Remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, or better yet, sign up for our email list at georgermeyer.com and get a freebie. Currently, the freebie is my dependent claim equation. Many have told me they wish they had the equation earlier in their careers. It's that good. Follow us on LinkedIn. Thank you for your time, and check next week for a new video. See you next week.